All praise to Yahweh, Shema Washah, double honor to the apostles and the elders, brothers around the world, Shalom. This lesson about is end time is near. We're in that time of end prophecy. Things coming to pass. Oh, yeah, I ain't get the scripture together, but I'm going to go ahead get moving here. Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 124. Wait, 124. Yeah, 24. Because I have called, and you refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regard. But I have set all none of my counsel, with none of my reproach. I will also will laugh at your calamity, and will mock when your fear come. Right, when that time comes, this video got when things start going chaos, a lot of chaos going on the earth, and you can't even imagine what's going on, but we in the time, the end time is near. But I have set none of my counsel, with none of my reproach. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear come. When your fear come as desolate as your destruction come, as a whirlwind, and distress and anger come upon you, that you should have called upon me, but I will not answer, that should seek me early, but they should not find me. Right, you had a chance to seek the Most High. With the prophets out there, the servants prophets out there around the world preaching and warning you to change your life. Come into the Most High, seek Him with all your heart and soul. What you do, you refuse, or you do with your own. You do what you want to do. So now you lost out there. Now you want to find your way back, but it's going to be it. We get into that time. 28, they should call upon me, but I will not answer. They should seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hate knowledge, and did not chose to fear the Lord. Right. You didn't chose to fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And you ain't got that. Because you ain't fear the Lord. You did what you wanted to do, thought it was good in your flesh. Now when time got all hard and stuff going right and life is everything's getting out of hand. Now you trying to call on me, but I'm gonna read it again, 28. They should call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but I shall not find me. 29. For they hate knowledge. You hated knowledge. You did not chose to fear the Lord. 30. With none of my counsel despise all my reproach. Therefore should they eat the fruit of their own ways, and be filled with their own device. For they turn away a simple shall sling, and part of the fool shall destroy them. Verse 33, but who hearken unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fearing of evil. That's what's coming upon this earth. You hearken to the Most High, you listen to His word, you listen to the servant that He's born and put out there to warn you. Turn from your wicked ways, seek Him with your heart and soul. And that's what He said, you get this right here. 33, but who hearken unto me shall dwell safely, shall be quiet from feeling of evil. That's who I want to be. So I want to be protected over that. So when things get bad around here, man, ain't nobody who you gonna follow. You can't follow no church. You can't follow to nobody with the only power of the Most High and His Son. That's the only thing who you gonna call. Cause it's gonna be so bad, man. Your back will be against the wall. You can't even trust nobody. It's gonna be so bad. Let me read that again. Proverbs chapter 133. But who hearken unto me shall dwell safety, should be quiet for fearing evil. Mm. All right, move on here. I'm just gonna get to more of that. I'm going to Ezekiel chapter 18, 30. Ezekiel chapter 18 and 30. Therefore I will judge you, O house of Israel, everyone according to his way, said the Lord our power. Repent and turn yourself from all your transgressions, so your iniquity shall not be your ruin. Cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby have transgressed, and make you a new heart, a new spirit, for I will you die, O house of Israel. For I have no pleasure in death of him that died, said the Lord our power. Wherefore turn yourself and live. Right? Turn yourself and live. He don't have no pleasure to do it, but he got to do a certain of this the book, the Bible, and he's going. It's what he's going to do. But he said he don't have no pleasure. And read it again. 32. For I will. I'm gonna read 31. Cast away from you, O transgression, whereby you have transgressed. Make you a new heart, a new spirit, for will you die, O house of Israel, of you Israel. 32. For I have no pleasure in death of him that died, said the Lord our power. Wherefore turn yourself and live. Right, turn yourself from your ways. And go to Isaiah. I'm from the light, and I create darkness. I make peace. I create evil. I'm the Lord. I do those things. Right? He created all that. He created the light. He created darkness. Read that again. Isaiah 45 and 7. I'm from the light, and I create darkness. I make peace. I create evil. I'm the Lord. I do those things. So all you got to do all those things. Let's see what we got here. Okay. And go to Matthew. Matthew 24 and 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, say I am Mashiach. He shall deceive many. And they shall hear of wars and rumors, wars of see that be not troubled, for all those things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in divided places. And all those are the beginning of sorrows. There shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Okay, Matthew 24:20, and he shall appear the Son of Man in heaven. They shall all that thrive on earth mourn, and all they see the Son of Man come in the cloud of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send the angel with a great sound of trumpet. They shall gather together his elect from four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. Right, we got all of them out. Right, we got get all this out. Zephaniah chapter 1. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near. Haste of great, and even the voice of the day of the Lord is mighty. Many shall cry and bitter. The day is the day of wrath, the wrath of the day of trouble, distress, and day of weather, of desolate, of days of darkness, gloomy, the day clouds and thick darkness. Day of trumpet, alarms, against the fence of the city, against the high tower. And I will bring distress upon man that shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. Their blood shall be poured out of the dust, and they flush as right, man. It's gonna be a lot of hell going on. Let me get a little bit into this video out here.
What do you think about going to Idaho?
Just gotta sit tight for a while, okay?
They will recognize that their survival and well-being is in their own hands, and that they might not be well prepared for it.
In little more than 2 weeks, our world had been torn apart. We were clinging to what remained of our lives, but soon the world around us would be changed forever.
The U.S. government today admitted the global flu pandemic is no longer containable. Official advice remains that to prevent infection, people should stay at home and avoid all unnecessary travel.
As the pandemic progresses, everybody's thinking it's going to pass and everything will revert back to normal. But then somewhere outside of 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, the situation gets real.
Susan? How are things in Idaho? No. No, we're not sick.
In the earthquake that hit the San Francisco Bay Area in 1989, the whole mass communication system just broke down.
Susan?
Mainly from overuse.
Say that again?
It would just add to the general chaos.
Hello?
This is going to be affecting the police, the fire, the ambulance, the people who look after the power supplies, the people who look after the internet service.
This is not fun. The internet's not working. It just keeps doing that.
The global internet, which was designed to withstand nuclear attack, cannot withstand the failure of one of its most important components, and that is the human army of labor that keeps that network going. When the internet fails, many things that are not even obviously internet things stop working.
Think about how much information is held on computers. And I'm not just talking about information, I'm talking about the ability to run the train systems, flights, and all that depends on computerized control. And logistics firms use that in controlling the delivery of all kinds of other goods and services.
When the wheels stop turning in America, production lines come to an end. And if production lines come to a stop, jobs come to a stop.
The mother of all dominoes would be liquid fuels, delivery of petroleum in particular. Once this slows down or stops, then all of the other dominoes start to fall.
80% of all airports are fuel.
Amos chapter 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is for you? The day of the Lord is darkness, it's not light. If a man did flee from a lion, a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on a wall, and a serpent bit him. Should not the day of the Lord be darkness, not light, even in darkness, and no bright in it? Man. Yeah. Read that one more time. I'm going to read 19 verse. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. Verse 20. Should not the day of the Lord be darkness, not light, even very darkness, and no bright in it? Daniel chapter 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white as straw, but the wicked shall do wicked, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise should understand. Right. The wise gonna understand, but the wicked gonna do wicked. Daniel chapter 12 and 10. Many should be purified and made with trial, but the wicked should do wicked. None of the wicked should understand, but the wise shall understand what's going on. And the wicked gonna do wicked. All right, we're gonna move on to the lesson and play worship.
Fueled by trucks. The largest percentage of rail yards receive their fuel by trucks. The gas station that you fuel from, they may receive replenishment 2 and 3 times a day. The average supermarket replenishes every 1 to 1.5 days. So it becomes very problematic if the wheels on trucks don't move to expect there to be groceries when you go to buy.
Most people have about 3 days of food in their house. So if you really wanted to go to ground, you need a lot more than 3 days. You need 3 months.
When you no longer have the delivery of goods and services, you have chaos, you have pandemonium. We have a saying that we're 9 meals away from anarchy.
Wherever you stand on gun control, there are a lot of guns out there.
The most recent number on firearms in America is something to the tune of 1 gun for every citizen in the country.
I would not be surprised to find violence.
In New Orleans, it took 4 days for a major American city to descend into anarchy. You would think that the veneer of civilization was a little bit more thick than 4 days.
For many people, the situation would be without restraint.
They're going to take over as much as they can, and the question is who's going to stop them?
Well, we have our official pandemic, so supplies here. We have a bunch of this crunchy rice stuff, some fruit.
While the pandemic runs its course, which could be 90 days.
More fruit.
Very few people, I think, are prepared to shelter in place, not have to go outside for any purpose for 90 days. That would take some exceptional forethought and preparation.
Why do we have so many green beans? I hate green beans. It looks like we will be here for more than 3 days.
There are 102 nuclear plants in the U.S., but only 5,000 workers that can run them. And that's a kind of frightening thought.
If the skilled staff took a major hit, it would basically be the equivalent of partially severing someone's neck. I still think we should go to Idaho.
What?
Can I be excused?
Yes. You heard me.
You've seen the news, okay? The freeways are a disaster.
If the system starts getting thrown out of balance, there's going to be a series of shutoffs.
Yeah?
The TV is not working.
I think that would not go down well in terms of people's nerves.
Did you check all the channels?
Yeah.
They're dependent on information, and the information comes by electronic means.
Let me see that. Weird.
There's going to be a domino effect, and the power is going to cease to flow. What's going on, Chris?
I don't know. Come on. Let me get a flashlight.
When the lights go out and don't come back on, here we are really at the limits of our knowledge.
I think the most immediate problem within cities in the aftermath of a pandemic would simply be unburied bodies.
We would have many, many, many times more dead than anything our system is designed to take care of.
There would be thousands upon thousands of them with no organized service to remove them.
All diseases eventually decline. A number of people will survive and they will be immune to it, at least for that cycle.
Once we decided to try and sit the pandemic out, There was nothing to do but wait. After a while, the days just blurred one into another.
You'd have to say that people who come to realize that they live in a world in which the lights are never going to come back on again would have to be gripped by despair. It's terrible to think about it.
Gradually, it would dawn on people that the world has changed and it isn't going to go back to the way it was before. Some people emotionally could never make the transition to accepting this change. They would continue to hope that their previous lives would be restored, but of course they never would be.
We rely on the freezer. Before we had a cold store. Nobody has those anymore.
Chris?
Yeah.
The refrigerator's gone off.
Very few modern people even conceive. I can't turn on my lights. My cell phone doesn't work. My DVD player, my computer.
Slow down, slow down. Honey, it's all right.
One of the things that we saw in New York City in the blackout is how quickly it's like, well, the sewage is gone because the electricity is off.
Dad, the toilet stopped working.
If there's a grid down situation, the sewage pumps aren't working, how are you going to deal with sanitary issues?
Clearly there would be disease coming from a lack of sanitation, and this would be on top of the pandemic that already exists.
We have officially lost the toilet, and she has to go, bury it. Also ran out of toilet paper, so.
Yep, oh, as we see, at the end time,
Update.
Fairly soon, people would turn on the tap and find that nothing would be coming out of it, or perhaps a trickle that would dwindle down to nothing at all.
The water's not running.
I'm gonna let it go here, see how it is, end time prophecy. But I'm gonna let it go. But all praise to Yahweh, by Shem Avashah, double honor to the apostles and the brothers and the elders, brothers all around the world. Shalom.